Welcome to the question of the day. I am Raman, your tutor from Alberta Real Estate School. In this video, we will break down the question and I'll help you understand how to answer the question that Rika will ask you on the exam. So let's dive in.
Welcome to the question of the day. Today, I would like to go over a question that I get asked all the time. This is from the residential real estate course. And the question is based on comparative market analysis. This question is from one of the activities. John, a real estate professional, is preparing a CMA for the owner of 123 Maple Lane. All of the comparable properties selected were sold this month. Based on the information John has collected, use the adjustment worksheet to determine the adjusted sale price for each comparable property. And here, as we can see, we have three comparables and we have different features for each comparable property. So based on this, we have to look at how much adjustment each property will need. And based on that, eventually we would come up with a price for the subject property. In this case, we won't solve for what the price for subject property will be, but we do need to calculate the adjustments. All right, so let's dive in. As we can see here, we have three comparable properties. The first property is worth $255,000 and it has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It does have professional landscaping, but no basement development. The second comparable here is worth $257,000. It has 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, no professional landscaping, and no basement development. Comparable 3 here was sold for $252,000. It has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, no professional landscaping, but it does have a basement. Now let's take a look at our subject property, which is 123 Maple Lane. So in this case, we do not know the price of this property, and that's what we have to figure out based on the CMA. But the features that this property has is 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, no professional landscaping, but it does have a basement. So this is the data that we have been given. And now we have to work out how much the total adjustments would be for each property. And then based on that, the adjusted sale price for each property. All right, so this is how we would go about solving this question here. So first of all, comparable 1. So we'll do them one at a time. So we don't want to go across, we want to go down. So we want to figure out all the adjustments for one property before we move on to the next property. Now, one of the things that they mentioned was all these properties were sold within the last month. So any properties that get sold under 30 days, we do not need to make the time adjustment for. And this is why there is no question here. They are not asking for the time adjustment. So all we have to do for this question would be just based on these features here. All right, so for comparable 1, the sale price is $255,000. Now it has 3 bedrooms and each bedroom is worth $12,000. As we can see here, our Maple Lane, our subject property, also has 3 bedrooms. Because the number of bedrooms are the same, we do not make any adjustment for the number of bedrooms. So here it will be 0. In terms of the bathroom, each bathroom is worth $8,000. And here we can see there are 2 bathrooms in the comparable 1, but our subject property has 3 bathrooms. So in this case, we will have to make positive adjustment to our comparable in order to bring it to the same level as our subject property. So because each bathroom is worth $8,000, we would add $8,000 to the price of this property. Next is professional landscaping. This one does have professional landscaping, whereas our subject property does not. In this case, we would have to make a negative adjustment to the comparable in order to bring it to the same level as our subject property. Now, keep in mind that adjustments are always made to the comparable properties, never the subject property, because we do not know the price of the subject property, so we can't really make any adjustment to the subject property. The next adjustment would be for the basement development. As we can see, for comparable 1, there is no basement. However, our subject property does have a basement. Therefore, we would add $5,500 to the value of comparable property here. The next one is the basement development. As we can see here, comparable one does not have a basement, whereas our subject property does. Therefore, we will have to make a positive adjustment for the basement to our comparable property. So we will add $5,500 to the price of this. All right, so if we were to calculate all these, the total adjustment would be a positive $6,500. And based on that, the total price for comparable one would be $255,000 plus 6,500, which brings us to $261,500. All right, so moving on to comparable number 2. Now the sale price for this property was $257,000. In this case, we see that the property has 4 bedrooms, but our subject property only has 3 bedrooms. Therefore, we will have to make a negative adjustment to this property in order to bring it to the same level as our subject property, which only has 3 bedrooms. So we will make a negative 12,000 adjustment to that because each bedroom is worth 12,000. Now, this property has 2 bathrooms, whereas our subject property has 3 bathrooms. So this is an inferior property from that perspective. So we'll have to make a positive adjustment to account for the extra to account for the extra bathroom here. So it's positive 8,000. Now, in terms of the landscaping, there's no professional landscaping here. Neither does our subject property have professional landscaping, so we don't need to make any adjustment there. In terms of basement development, there is no basement development, but our subject property does have a basement development, so we'll make a positive adjustment of $5,500 here. All right, so in total, we have negative for the bedroom, positive for the bathroom, as well as positive for the basement development. Altogether, we only make an adjustment of $1,500 to the sale price. So $257,000 plus $1,500 will give us $258,500. Okay, moving on to comparable number 3. The sale price for this property is $252,000. In this case, the number of bedrooms is 3, which is the same as our subject property, so it doesn't need any adjustment here. Next up, bathroom. So this one has 2 bathrooms, but our subject property has 3 bathrooms, so we will make a positive adjustment of $8,000 to the comparable number 3. It doesn't have any professional landscaping, neither does our subject property, so no adjustment is required. Same thing for the basement. This one has a basement development, so does our subject property, so we don't need to make any adjustment for basement either. All in all here, we only made one adjustment for $8,000. So our total adjustments would be $8,000. So $8,000 plus $252,000 will give us $260,000. So the final adjusted sale price for comparable 1 would be $261,500. Comparable 2 would be $258,500, and comparable 3 would be $260,000. And that will be the answer to our activity question. So they will look for these two. They are looking for total adjustments and adjusted sale price, and these are the answers. Hope you found that question helpful. If you have any other questions that you need help with, or if you would like some extra help in preparing for your exams or need tutoring, please do give us a call or visit our website at www.albertarealestateschool.com. And of course, you can call me at 587-936-7779. That's it for today. See you next time.
Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you would like some sample questions, make sure you click the link below and I will email them to you. And don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.